Yeah, hey, how you doing? But, with all due respect to Taylor Swift, this is a real welcome to New York. And welcome to all of you. Yet again, the Thrift Store Rundown's Fork On The Roadshow has traveled to New York City to bring a taste of the Big Apple home on a budget. And might I say, it's a pretty big deal in case Seinfeld asks otherwise. You wanna know why? Because this is our season finale. And for this occasion, we traveled to the famed Tom's Restaurant, aka Monk's Diner, in the neighborhood of Morningside Heights. So how to celebrate this occasion? Interviewing nothing. You'll see what I mean and taste what I mean coming up next. Thrifting ain't easy, unless you're watching me. It took nearly an hour to get from Patterson to this place. Man, that build up to the George Washington Bridge is pretty bad. But we arrived on one of the more merciful rides. Anyway, as long as it took to get here, at least this place is quick and fairly on the money when it comes to their food. I went classic. A chicken parm sandwich. Kind of weird, I expected it to be bigger than that. With a side of fries, you have to order separately. And a pickle. Anyway, medium-sized grub, big laughs. We'll see how all things become equal in the Seinfeld Cookbook, which I paid $10 for back at the Barnes & Noble Book Annex in Paramus, New Jersey. It's co-authored by Tremaine and Brendan Kirby. It's published by Inside Editions, and they have a reputation for designing really cool cookbooks and merchandise of most kinds, especially books that tie into legendary TV shows. So we begin with an outline and a character guide featuring Jerry, George, Elaine, Kramer, and some other unusual suspects here. And by the way, up until I got this book, I never knew that a guy named Timmy was responsible for double dipping. And that is an unsanitary move that you do where you take one chip or a cracker and you dip it twice into a dip that you already dipped into. Pretty weird. But anyway, there's also Newman, the soup Nazi, who by the way, who have his own chapter in here. A bunch of soup recipes in this cookbook. As a matter of fact, why don't we take a look at the chapters now? They go from breakfast to desserts, and in between, no double dipping. A little nos. No soup for you. Told you, Soup Nazi has his own chapter. Monk's Cafe and Takeout. And these two chapters are the focus of today's video. Dinner and desserts. And the photography sprinkled throughout, from show photos all the way to recipe photos, make this book definitely plentiful. As do the Seinfeld anecdotes in here, character quotes, and recipe descriptions that really just provide laughs that come at a mile a minute. Monk's Cafe. I really do like this coffee shop. That is Elaine's Big Salad. And I would assume that this place has a salad that looks nowhere near as delicious as this photo, but it's effective at making you salivate somewhat. Anyway, hopefully rules will be out the window just a little bit because I plan on getting square coverage of this place. Let's get started. George's bedroom pastrami, combining food and sex into one disgustingly delicious, uncontrollable urge. Whoever did that gets a military salute. That'll take you 5 minutes to make in general and yield 4 sandwiches. A bedroom pastrami that helps you get the job done in the sack with your main squeeze. Sign me up for that. We also have Jerry's vegetable sandwich and his egg white omelet. And when I say the show photographs are as plentiful as the recipe photographs, well, I would say they're almost equal. I would venture to say that there are just a tiny bit more show photographs than recipe photographs, but everything's equal in quality. This is Elaine's big salad, and in Tom's restaurant, grilled chicken is optional. But that definitely looks more appetizing than this. Although I do have to say, Elaine is just as appetizing. Julia Louis-Dreyfus, you can't go on. This is George as usual. Tuna on toast. It's a diner classic for a reason, folks. And that'll take you 15 minutes to make and yield the same amount of sandwiches as the bedroom pastrami. And the opposite of tuna on toast with the same prep time. That's chicken salad on rye, untoasted, with a couple of tea. They even give you a recipe for making homemade marble rye. Now on to takeout. You might have to put in a lot of effort to become captain of Atomic Sub and get the most famous sub in there. But even if you never reach that kind of Seinfeld legend status, you can still pretend like you do with these takeout recipes. And we've only twice done actual takeout, bring the food back to our headquarters. You know, I like to get a feel for everything inside, but have a look. Kramer wants a Papaya King hot dog, 5 minutes to prep, 40 minutes to cook, yielding 4 hot dogs. I've heard of Smoothie King, but I've never had a Papaya King before. Oh, we also have Banana King back home. This is the Steinbutter Special Calzone, made for the Yankee boss, George Steinbutter. It's an eggplant calzone, if that suits your fancy. Make sure you wear a Yankee cap when you make that. This is the Across the Street Supreme Flounder, and from my understanding, it's definitely takeout flounder with some Chinese influence. Elaine's Submarine Captain Sub, Kenny's Roasted Chicken. Man, can Elaine look any more attractive noshing on that giant Submarine Captain Sub? Use your imagination for that because they don't provide a picture of that. This is Putty's favorite sandwich. It feels like an Arby's side. It is a roast beef sandwich, hence the Arby's feeling. And hey, during NHL playoff season, few things curb the nos well. And finally, long wait, lo mein. Though this will take longer than 5 to 10 minutes, it'll be worth the wait. It's inspired by a guy named Cartwright. And please forgive me, folks, for one, not being too much into Chinese takeout, and two, not being that much into Seinfeld. I respect this place in pop culture. Hello, it was one of the pinnacles of must-see TV on NBC. That and Friends and ER, and Good Walk from the Sun, and Frasier and Cheers, and, well, the whole gang. But only a select few of those shows have their own cookbooks. And Seinfeld and Friends are among them. And this one, for it being $10 out of a retail price of $34.99, checks all the boxes. It's witty, it's bountiful, it's nostalgic, it's delicious in all angles. However, there's just one thing missing. Now, if I were to say who that person might be, you might want to shout, "No salmon for me," or "No soup for me." But it would be Jerry's pretend wife in one of the episodes, you know, where he faked being married to someone. That would be, yeah, Courtney Cox, before she was Monica. Ever so slightly bordering on the edge of becoming a friend. Anyway, you see the price there, $34.99. Stash the takeout menus and cancel reservations at Mendy's. We're staying in for a taste of New York City as only Seinfeld, the official cookbook, can deliver, in this collection of more than 60 recipes inspired by the hit 90s sitcom. This will twist you up in more knots than a New York pretzel. We'll just slap this bun on the top here and award Seinfeld the official cookbook a perfect score. 5 out of 5 claps. You know, few shows make something special out of nothing as signature as Seinfeld. And judging by this cookbook alone, the ultimate question is, what's the deal with the halt on the sequel? That's one.
Yes.
And he thinks I'm a real player because I bought the real deal cookbook in here, right?
You got the real deal over here, baby. Seinfeld, baby.
I'm more into friends, but I know how to connect the dots. Speaking of which, nice to meet you too, man.
That burger looks good. Yo, that burger looks good.
Yeah, it is really more of a chicken parm burger than anything, but I ain't complaining. It's time for real delicious love connection to take place.
Real delicious burger.
We'll roll back out of the spring with more tasty adventures on the road. In the Big Apple, in the Garden State. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned and stay hungry.
Enjoy that.
You too.
Big bite. Enjoy that.
Thanks for tuning in. Just so you know, there's no limit to bringing Hollywood home on a budget. Please go ahead and check out another awesome review like this one by clicking here, and make sure you subscribe by clicking here. Until next time, I'll catch you, as I always do, on the flip side.